Hello guys, this is Ryan69501 and welcome to my channel. Oh yeah, well, excuse me. The comic that I'm gonna display is, well, you don't know, it's from the 90s. What else is new? But this time it's gonna be Amazing Spider-Man issue 396, and it's the part 3 of 4 of Back from the Edge. And we see Daredevil and the Amazing Spider-Man on the cover. Check out this cover. Awesome, huh? I'm going to put it here. Okay, stay. Well, okay, on this video I'm going to give you my thoughts for Darkseid War. So here's issue number 40. The Divergence. I will tell you why I have divergence into this story arc. Justice League issue number 41. Excellent cover. Issue number 42. Another excellent cover. And issue 43. Awesome. You know, there are times on the comic books that the cover has nothing to do with the story inside. Well, I have to say that on this story arc, the cover basically, just by looking at the cover, you can tell more or less what the story is about. Here we can see the Gathering. We can see here Megron. And look at this cover. Actually, the cover tells you part of the story. Not all of it, but some of it. Okay, gonna give you my thoughts for this. Which happens to be, I love this story arc. I mean, I read it, but I decided to reread it one after the other in a reading order, and I have to say that the story is really good. So if you're not reading it, go and get it, because it's really good story. It's really good story. I mean, Jeff Jones, he has wrote a lot of good story for the New 52, but this one, whoa, it's really good. In my opinion, I love it. Okay, issue number 40. Well, basically, this is the prologue for this event. The thing is that we get to see that Megron, which happens to be this guy on the chair, it tells you the story how the war between Apocalypse and the New Genesis had ended. So the story goes that it was Megron's idea to have Darkseid and Highfather exchange one of their sons from one to the other. That way, none of them will make a sneak attack without risking the life of their son. So it's kind of like a safety net. So that's why they are not in war. Although they want to be in war, but they just can't, because none of them gonna risk the life of their son. So basically that's the idea of this comic book here, which I tell you is really good story. And also tells you the story about the Anti-Monitor, in a way, and the story of Megron, the guy on the chair. The thing is that, according to the story, the Anti-Monitor, I believe that his name is, it goes by the name Mobius, I think it is. Let me see. According to the story, I have to say that the art, I love the art. Check that out. I just love the art. And also it touches you, kind of like remind you of almost all the past crises on the DC universe, from the 80s, I believe so, up to now. So here we see the first time of the Anti-Monitor. Check that out. Awesome, huh? So the story goes that the Anti-Monitor before, yes, the Anti-Monitor's real name is Mobius. the thing is that Mobius and the Monitor used to be, he used to use the chair before Megron, believe it or not. So Megron, he kind of like, he make, in a way, he kind of like convinced Mobius, the Anti-Monitor, to leave the chair for him to use it, kind of like play with his mind. And he took the chair away from Mobius, the Anti-Monitor. So now Megron is the new guy on the chair. Basically, it has a good backstory. If you don't have too much knowledge about DC Universe, well, I have to say that make it pretty clear, at least for the main story. Divergence. Okay, here we have on the last page, so here we have kind of like the backstory of where, check that out. It's the backstory of where and how the Darkseid's daughter was born and where she was born. So that tells you the story there and why she hates so much Darkseid. That's the backstory of this comic book, which is excellent. Part 1, issue number 41. Now this is a thick comic book. It is a thick comic book. Okay, so basically here in this comic book, we see how a couple of soldiers from Darkseid are chasing or looking for Milena Black. Milena Black, I mean, they're searching for this woman called Milena Black. And when they find a person that has that same name and last name, well, they end up killing her. Why? Well, because I will tell you later. Also, we get to see here, you will never guess. I guess you all know. Mr. Miracle. Now, Mr. Miracle, he's one of the sons of Highfather that he gave away to Darkseid. So that way Darkseid can raise him as his son. But the thing is that Darkseid took Mr. Miracle and threw him into the dungeons, and he was slave for many years until he finally managed to escape. He tells you the backstory of Mr. Miracle in Miracle on Apocalypse, which is good. Also, let's see what else. Now we see the Justice League. They're working on the crime scene. Probably wondering why they're working on the crime scene. I was wondering myself. The thing is that those bounty hunters, or those two killers, they use a boom tube to go from one place to another. The thing is that every time that they use the mother box or boom tube, well, Cyborg, he feels it. He feels the presence when somebody uses the mother box or the boom box any place on the planet, because part of Cyborg technology is from Apocalypse. See the connection? Very interesting. Other than that, we get to see more about basically the whole story goes between Darkseid and Mr. Miracle, which Darkseid, he managed to wound Mr. Miracle, but he managed to escape. And also, we get to see that Darkseid's daughter. The thing is that once that the Darkseid's daughter grew up, she was searching for somebody that would have the power to kill Darkseid. So the only person that she could find was the Anti-Monitor. The Anti-Monitor is the only being power level enough to kill Darkseid, because she wants to kill Darkseid, her father. She wants to kill her father. So somehow she got the frequency of the Flash, because Flash has the ability to go through the timeline and all that. So basically, so I guess that's how Darkseid's daughter managed to what is called here. She used a specific name. Frequency. So she managed to show, in other words, she used Flash as a boombox, kind of like a door. So she came out, blew them out of the Flash. Oh, believe it or not, as we can see here. I mean, I'm telling you, it's really good story. So she wants to go to war with the Justice League. She confronts Batman. There's a big. She almost killed Batman and everybody. And then, while all that is going on, Mr. Miracle is fighting against some other people. While finally Wonder Woman shows up, as we can see here. So there's a big fight going on. While all this going on, Superman and Lex Luthor, they've been transported to Apocalypse. Green Lantern and the Batman, they went to some other place. So finally, here's the big guy, the Anti-Monitor. Such a badass guy. This is part 2 only. Part 1. Part 2. Now, like I said, this is a very thick comic book. Very thick comic book. I think it has 40 pages, I believe so. So issue number, and yeah, there are some kids playing outside. So issue 42, part 2. Well, basically here we see that after Superman and Lex Luthor got transported to Apocalypse. So now we have Lex Luthor and Superman on Apocalypse. Now we have that Batman and Wonder Woman and the Flash and Cyborg, they're kind of like fighting against the Anti-Monitor. That's the other part of the team. While Green Lantern and the Batman, they went through the universe because now Batman, he's a god. You see, he managed to get on the chair of Megron. So now all that information that Megron has, he knows it. So Batman, he feels like, well, I'm a god. Which I love it. Let's see what else. As we can see here. Now, this is part 2. Now, part 3. Here on part 3 we see Caliban, which happens to be kind of like, he's kind of like a very savage being. I mean, he's always been savage, but really savage. It was like, damn. Let's see what else. We see that finally Batman is on the chair, and the Justice League is talking to him, like saying, "Look, get off the chair because you don't know how it is done or how it's used." And Batman says, "Well, look, I'm Batman. I know everything." So it kind of like they don't know what kind of permanent damage the chair can do to Batman. Now, I have a question here. Now, because once that Batman is sitting on the chair, he asks the chair, who kills my parents? A guy named Chill. Okay, fine. He asks, who's the Joker's real name? The chair tells him. And Batman is also surprised. Now, my question is this. Once that Batman leaves the chair, that he will keep the memory of the chair, or he will lose it? I believe that whoever sits on the chair will get the knowledge, but once that leaves the chair, he will lose all the knowledge that the chair has, and that person will become normal again. So that's how I believe this is how this will go. So here we see that Lex Luthor and Superman, they're in Apocalypse. Lex Luthor noticed that Superman is bleeding, and that's because there is no sun in Apocalypse. So Superman's losing his power. Well, they have a bunch of creatures on their asses. So I have to say that the art, I just love the art. I mean, this guy Fable, that his work is good. Let's see what else. Well, now we see that Melina Black, they're still looking for Melina Black. Now, Melina Black is Darkseid's daughter's mom. That's who she is. So Darkseid is looking for his daughter's mom, while his daughter is looking for his father. I guess it all goes in the family. I guess that's what family is all about. Some family, they love each member to one another, but in this case they want to kill each other. So it's not the Cosby at all. So we see Mr. Miracle that united with the Justice League, which is Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, and some other members. Let's see what else. The thing is that when they were going to confront the Anti-Monitor, guess who shows up? Darkseid shows up. So now we have Darkseid with his team in one side, the Anti-Monitor the other side with his team, and we have the Justice League in the middle. The thing is that the Justice League, another point I forgot, at least on this comic book, the whole story is being told by Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman's feel, even though that she's a god of war, she feels like, okay, I have to choose from the two bad guys who's the less bad guy. So who's she gonna choose to fight side by side with? Is it gonna be the Anti-Monitor or is it gonna be Darkseid? I have to say that I cannot wait for issue number 44 to continue reading that story. So overall, the story up to now has been excellent. Nice work. Like the flow of the story. Love the art, the coloring is excellent. I mean, the whole book is good. And I would give it 5 out of 5 because I like the story. It's really good. It's really good. And I would give it 5 out of 5. That I will recommend it. Oh yeah. Go and get it. Forget whatever you're doing. Just drop everything and get it. If you cannot get the individual comic book, you just wait for the trade because it's really good story. And the thing is, this is not a crossover, so it's a self-contained title event, which I love it. And like I said, for the third time, it's a 5 out of 5. Well, guys, this is it. I hope that you liked this video. Till later. Bye.